In February, more than 70 Quakers from the Luton and Leighton area meeting gathered in Watford for an afternoon of discussion around the topic of inequality.
The fact that friends around the country are having days like today to talk about inequality.
Speakers included Suzanne Ismail from Quaker Peace and Social Witness and Duncan Exley from the Equality Trust.
Where you pay people not very much money, you are more likely to end up in the future with the sorts of jobs that don't pay people very much money.
Together with Fuel Poverty Action, John Long speaking about positive money,
depending on what comes out on the 7th of
and
May,
Martina Weitsch talking about tax justice.
Then we could actually make a huge change.
The seminar was entitled Making Us More Equal in the UK, What We Ask of Politicians.
Take action to address the growing inequality of wealth.
We heard about the yearly meeting concern and the need to go beyond that concern. Suzanne Ismail spoke of the need to take action beyond attempts to alleviate immediate and pressing want.
Address the worst effects of poverty within our communities. But it also says, however, action that aims merely to alleviate the worst effects of inequality is not enough. As we wrestle with the implications of our testimony to equality, Quakers feel called to act more radically to tackle the underlying causes.
She noted that community cohesion was in jeopardy and that our testimonies for peace and equality call us to action.
But we also talk about the value of community. Some friends say we have a testimony to community. But of course, inequality is the extent of inequality that we're experiencing now has got some fundamental implications for social cohesiveness. For a start, it starts to split communities apart. You get the rich and the poor living in different places, using different services. That's got some fundamental implications, I think, for our ability to live together in community.
Duncan Exley spoke of the changes in wealth parity that have grown significantly over the years.
A bit of a word of warning that none of those things can be relied upon to stay in place. Certainly the effect of income built up generations ago cannot. There is now a strong lobby for rolling back inheritance tax. The proportion of people who can afford to buy their own home is falling. And there is regional inequality in that as well. If you own a home in London, your wealth has gone up by a lot more than if you own a home in Wales. So I think what that means is that unless something changes, we can expect our level of wealth inequality to rise up the league table generation after generation.
Key points from the 4 workshop discussions were fed back during a plenary session entitled Harvesting. And at the end of this, Duncan Exley outlined a role for Quakers to take on the challenges the afternoon had set us.
When I said to one of my friends on Friday night, and they said, "What are you doing on Sunday?" I said, "I'm going to talk to Quakers about things." And I went, "Oh, do Quakers do talking?" And actually, yes, you do. But that is really, really important, because when people get those impressions that the things that are repeated again and again and again without evidence normally, that, okay, this inequality is a way of the world, that getting away with tax is what everybody does and what everyone wants to do. That's the way things happen. That we don't talk about how much people get paid because we're British. Actually, no. That whole thing about bearing witness, that whole thing about speaking truth to power, in campaign after campaign after campaign around the world, it has been people who have done that, who have made things better. And I think that if anything Quakers can do, it is talking that and making sure that no one can avoid talking about justice.